Before humans built cities, before humans walked the earth, before humans even existed, something else ruled this planet for 165 million years. That is not a number the human brain was built to understand. To put it into scale, modern humans have existed for 300,000 years. We have not even existed for 1% of the time dinosaurs ruled this earth. They were not monsters from a movie. They were real. They breathed, they hunted, they raised their young, and then, in a single afternoon, everything changed. This is their story. The world 165 million years ago looked nothing like the one you are standing in now. The continents were in different positions. The air had more oxygen. The plants were different. The temperature was warmer. And moving through all of it were creatures unlike anything alive today. We tend to imagine dinosaurs as lone killing machines. A T-Rex stalking a jungle, a velociraptor hunting in the dark. But the science tells a different story. Many dinosaurs did not live alone. Fossilized trackways, footprints preserved in ancient rock, show something remarkable. Groups of the same species moving together, at the same pace, in the same direction. This is not random. This is coordinated movement. This is a herd. Dinosaurs like the hadrosaur, the duck-billed dinosaur, lived in massive herds of thousands of individuals. They moved together across ancient plains the way wildebeest move across the Serengeti today. There was safety in numbers then, just as there is now. And they did something else that surprises almost everyone who hears it for the first time. They built nests. In Montana, paleontologists discovered a site called Egg Mountain, layer after layer of fossilized nests, eggs carefully arranged, babies preserved beside adults. One species, Maiasaura, which means good mother lizard, showed evidence of something extraordinary. The baby's leg bones were not strong enough to walk when they hatched, which means they stayed in the nest, which means something brought them food. A 165 million year old animal feeding its young. The same way you would. The dinosaur world was divided, not by territory, not by size, but by what they ate. And that single difference, plant or meat, shaped everything about how they lived, how they moved, and how they died. The herbivores came first. Long-necked giants like the Brachiosaurus standing 40 feet tall, stripping the tops of trees that no other animal could reach. The Triceratops with its 3 horns and massive frill, not just for defense but scientists now believe for communication. The color and size of the frill may have signaled health, status, readiness to mate, like a billboard written in bone. These animals did not hunt, but do not mistake that for weakness. A fully grown Triceratops weighed 12 tons, had 3 horns, one over each eye, one on its nose, the longest reaching over 3 feet. And when threatened, it charged. There is fossil evidence of T-Rex bones with Triceratops horn marks driven into them. The predators did not always win. Then there were the carnivores. The hunters, the Tyrannosaurus rex, 13 feet tall, 40 feet long, 8 tons of muscle and bone. Its bite force was the strongest of any land animal that has ever existed. Stronger than a great white shark, stronger than a saltwater crocodile, strong enough to crush bone like paper. But here is what most people do not know about the T-Rex. It may not have been a pure hunter. Many paleontologists now believe the T-Rex was partly a scavenger. Its arms were too short to grab prey. Its vision, while powerful straight ahead, had blind spots on the sides. Its speed, while impressive for its size, was not fast enough to chase down most prey animals. The T-Rex may have ruled not through pursuit, but through intimidation, arriving at a kill, claiming it, driving everything else away. A 12,000-pound animal that did not need to chase you, because you were already too afraid to stay. Now, did humans and dinosaurs ever meet? The answer is no, not even close. Dinosaurs went extinct 66 million years ago. The first modern humans appeared approximately 300,000 years ago. The gap between the last dinosaur and the first human is 65.7 million years. That number is almost impossible to feel. So here is a way to think about it. If you compressed all of Earth's history into a single 24-hour day, dinosaurs go extinct at 10:56 p.m. Humans appear at 11:59 p.m. and 48 seconds. We arrived in the last 12 seconds. They were gone for over an hour before we took our first breath. We never saw them. We never heard them. We never ran from them. We only found their bones millions of years later and tried to imagine what they were. 66 million years ago, a Tuesday afternoon, or something like it. A rock 12 kilometers wide, traveling at 20 kilometers per second, entered Earth's atmosphere. It did not give any warning. There was no sound before it hit. Just a light in the sky brighter than the sun. And then impact. The asteroid struck what is now the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico. The explosion released energy 2 million times more powerful than the largest nuclear bomb ever detonated. Within minutes, everything within 1,000 kilometers was dead. But that was not what killed the dinosaurs. What killed the dinosaurs was what came after. The impact threw billions of tons of debris into the upper atmosphere. It circled the planet. It blocked the sun for months. Then years. Without sunlight, plants died. Without plants, herbivores died. Without herbivores, carnivores died. The food chain did not break. It collapsed from the bottom up. In the weeks and months following the impact, global temperatures dropped by as much as 15 degrees Celsius. The creatures that had ruled this planet for 165 million years had no answer for darkness. Not all of them died immediately. Some lasted months, some may have lasted years, but the world they were built for was gone, and they could not adapt fast enough to the world that replaced it. 165 million years of life, ended not by a competitor, not by disease, not by a slow decline, but by a rock from space that arrived on an afternoon no one saw coming. Here is what stays with me about the dinosaurs. They were not primitive. They were not failures. They were the most successful large animals this planet has ever produced. They survived ice ages. They survived volcanic eruptions. They survived sea level changes that would have ended human civilization. For 165 million years, they adapted to everything this planet threw at them. And they were winning. Right up until the moment the sky changed. We sometimes talk about dinosaurs as ancient history, as creatures that belong to a different world entirely. But the birds outside your window right now are dinosaurs, the direct descendants of theropod dinosaurs that survived the impact. They did not go extinct. They got smaller, grew feathers, learned to fly. The dinosaurs did not disappear. They changed shape. And they are still here, watching, from every tree branch, every telephone wire, every sky. And if you made it this far, thank you. Not everyone sits with a story like this until the end. You did. If this video made you feel something, if it made you look at the sky a little differently, or think about time in a way you never quite had before, then it did exactly what it was supposed to do. Hit the like button. Not for the algorithm, not for the numbers, but because it tells me someone out there was listening. And if you want more stories like this, stories that make the world feel bigger than it did 5 minutes ago, subscribe and hit the bell, because the next one you do not want to miss. Share this with someone who loves the deep questions, someone who looks up at birds and wonders, someone who has ever looked at a fossil and felt something they could not name. This is luicomind, and we are just getting started.